Hi there, book lovers.
And welcome to Sisterhood of the Steamy Reads, where two sisters dive headfirst into the world of spicy romance.
I'm Blondie.
And I'm Mare, and if there's one thing we love, it's a book that brings the heat.
From the slow burns that make you swoon to the downright scandalous reads that make you leap blushing.
We're here to break it all down with hot takes, steamy plot recaps, and plenty of laughs.
No trope is off limits, no book is too spicy. Whether you're a seasoned romance reader
or just dipping your toes into the world of smutty fiction, we've got you covered.
So grab a drink,
get cozy,
and let's talk spice.
Spicy.
Welcome in, everybody, to our very first podcast.
Please go easy on us. We're figuring it out as we go along.
I'm Blondie,
and I'm Mare.
And this is Banana. She's also a sister. So the book we are reviewing today is
Lights Out by Navessa Allen. And I'm going to read us over the quick recap of it. And of course I lost my page. I had it, now it's gone. Dang it. Here we go. All right, so for a quick recap of the book. The summary is, you don't need another kink. And yes, I know I'm responsible for what the algorithm shows me, but I'm trying to ignore that fact. Lately, my feed has been dominated by masked men. My FYP is filled with shirtless men wearing ghost masks. Bonus points if they're heavily tattooed, wielding a knife, or covered in fake blood. At night, I dream about being chased by them, or of them catching me and doing deliciously dark things to my more than willing body. I could never have guessed that by sending one drunken text, those dreams would become my new reality. So this is an absolutely hilarious book if you listen to it on Audible, because the narrators are fantastic.
Yeah, the narrators were phenomenal with this book. Anna's got nothing to say.
Banana is working on it. So in general, I think that this book is an easy way to ease into what you would consider a spicy novel. Like, if I were to rate the spice level on this, what do you think it would be, Blondie? On a chili pepper scale of 1 to 5. 5 being the most deep, dark, spicy stuff you've ever read, or 1 being really super tame.
I think it's very much in the middle. I think it's like a 3.
Maybe a 2.5?
Yeah. It's not super spicy, but it can get a little out of control. Do we have the content wording?
Oh, the trigger warnings?
Yes. So let's put those on before we play any clips, too.
Well, I got to go back to that screen.
So while you're looking,
why don't you bring the trigger warnings up on the screen?
Oh, yeah. And while you're doing that, I'll just want to thank you guys for having me tonight. It's pretty fun. I didn't realize that I was so vanilla until I listened and read this book. So
okay.
I did both listening and reading on this one. And I have to say it was a good mix of some spice for me. I'm looking forward to getting into a little bit more spicy, but it was fun. It made me laugh out loud, this one.
Well, we had to ease you in because you're kind of...
Did you? You had to ease me in?
We had to ease you back into the spice because your level of spice is like 90s, early 2000s romance novel spice.
Okay, let's not date me too much, okay?
But we're getting you in. This was like a fun, easygoing. Blondie's going to read us the trigger warnings.
Oh my gosh, it's an entire page.
Hey, that's mild.
Okay, so sexually explicit discussions and scenes, including anal play, alcohol consumption, mentioning off the page, essay, domestic abuse, experienced child abuse, medical content, blood and gore in hospital setting, discussion of mental health, mention of serial killers and their crimes, limited description of a mass shooting, stalking, invasion of privacy, home invasion, hidden cameras, hacking, theft, mention of unintentional cannibalism, remembered, death, description of a body, car accident, remembered, description of violent death, remembered, death of a parent, breath play, knife play, gun play, fear play, primal play, and mask play. So if you aren't in any of those, you should probably leave right now.
Yes, because we will be discussing all the different parts of this book. This is not a spoiler-free podcast. We will not be holding back. We will be discussing every aspect of the story. All right, hand me back my tablet, dude.
Sorry, I had to see the chat.
Ease it in, it says.
Oh my gosh. All right, so do we want to talk about some of our favorite quotes, or do we want to just talk about the recap of the story in general so that people kind of grasp what the book is about?
So let's talk about the story in general. So
the two main characters,
Right.
The main female character, her name is Allie. She is a trauma nurse at a metropolitan hospital. And during her downtime, when she's not saving lives all the time, she's scrolling through her For You page on TikTok. As the recap said, she is really into the thirst traps, especially the masked men. And then come on, Blondie,
sending this out to people. Sorry, just keep talking without me.
and the male main character, his name is Josh, and he is the one posting the thirst traps on TikTok that Allie's obsessing over, and she constantly leaves comments on all of his posts, but they don't know each other, and she has no idea what he looks like because he's a masked man. So that's kind of how it begins.
Correct. Thirst traps are the death of her. Just kidding, she doesn't die.
So how it all begins is she messages her booty call, a text message of
Ex-booty call.
soon to be ex booty call.
Yeah.
A text message of a screenshot of one of Josh's thirst traps with him wearing a mask saying, "Hey, would you like to wear a mask for me?" And he was basically ghosts her and says, "So not into that." And just so happens her soon-to-be or ex-booty call is Josh's roommate. And that is how the whole story starts tying in. And the main male character, Josh, finding out that while they're sitting there on the couch, his roommate shows him, "Dude, look what she sent me." And he just realizes, oh my gosh, his booty call is sending her pictures of my thirst traps, which then in turn makes Josh hunt her down because, of course, he's an amazing hacker.
But also, Josh had already obsessed about her when he first saw her, when she was in the
Right.
kitchen making coffee after sleeping with his roommate.
This is true.
And he had already stalked her a bit.
Yeah.
Back
So they
then.
had met at least once, briefly, in a compromising situation. I mean, she was just awake and making coffee, and he walked in. So they had that one encounter.
So, long story short, he hunts her down via his amazing hacking
But
skills.
can you make it a long story short when we have quite a bit of time to kill?
Well, long story short of the synopsis, so we can get to the fun part like quotes and sound clips and beautiful images, of course. So, long story short, he hunts her down via his amazing hacking skills and figures out who she is. And because of that, he is able to then hack into the cameras at the hospital and watch her
Yeah.
and start following her. And then you'll have to remind me what happens after he searches her down.
He sneaks into her home and leaves
His next thirst trap, remember?
Oh, that's right.
in her bedroom, and then she's watching the video and she's like, "I have that same comforter."
That's right.
That's weird. Who else owns this comforter? And why is he not in his normal scene?
Oh, that's right. His
video?
normal backgrounds, because he always
Yes.
films on the same three
And then
backgrounds.
she gets home from the hospital, and his mask is there.
Yes. And then she sends him a DM via the social media app TikTok.
Not knowing who he is still.
He said,
Okay, I had that same question. What's a thirst trap?
so a thirst trap on TikTok is when men or women post like to sultry music, them in a mask or whatever, like shirtless, just like looking really good and sexy, and it cuts off. So it's meant to make you like drool, get it? Thirst trap. So it's those type of posts on
Videos. social
media. So it's usually like a dude sitting in a chair with his shirt off and a big muscular body covered in tattoos, and it's like bow chicka down down
Or
playing in the
or
background.
a woman doing something.
Or a woman doing
Shaking.
something like that.
Something.
So that is what a thirst trap is.
Yeah, and since I found that out, apparently now my feed is all thirst traps because it figured out my algorithm all of a sudden, and yeah. Anyway,
So the algorithm is always listening. You should see what mine looks like
Apparently.
after doing the research for this book. I don't even want to talk about it. So, anyway.
yummy.
So, anyways, he leaves the stuff at her house. She DMs him through the app and says, "Were you in my house? Oh my gosh." And then they start this cute banter back and forth while they're chatting. And he's very snarky and leaves these little quips to her, and she follows it up the same way. So instead of her being like, "Oh my gosh, this person was in my house," she starts like having this fun banter back and forth. You guys, I can't just be the only one.
Well, and then it
So-
goes from there. I mean, they
So,
have an encounter.
Let's not just
Recap the whole book.
Right. So let's talk about
Yeah.
what he finds when he first goes in to make this thirst trap. He doesn't realize that she has an animal, right?
Oh,
So she meets
Fred the cat.
Fred.
Allie's
he meets
pet
Fred.
cat, and he loves Fred.
So he's afraid to even be around animals because a little bit of his background, his dad was a serial killer, and he grew up with them, and so he's very worried that he also will be a serial killer just by his genes. So he's eliminated himself from being around animals or caring for other people. So a lot of his women that he dates are very short-lived before they get attached or before any of that. It's because he's afraid he's going to hurt them.
And he also makes sure they're not true crime fans, so they don't know.
Who he is.
Because he looks just like his dad. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So a little bit of backstory.
So,
However, he meets Fred, and
Allie's cat.
Fred changes his mind. Fred
'Cause-
loves him, the cat.
but when he first meets him, he pins himself up against the door because he's like, "Oh no, this cat! What if I want to kill it?" And then I kill her cat.
Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because then after he goes in and meets the cat, he realizes he likes the cat and the cat loves him, which is a big deal for Allie, that the cat loves him.
Cute. That was a cute little something you just put up there.
Wait, I gotta find the right one. I can't see it this
So-
far away.
So anyway, he totally loves this cat, and this cat is totally affectionate to him. And anytime that he references the cat with Allie in their DMs, he says it's their son. So there's these hilarious moments where they're talking about the cat, and I can't get over it because they're just too funny.
It's actually one of my favorite parts of his character is you realize at some point that he has got a real soft side and he's very caring, and part of that you realize when he first meets the cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the examples of one of the hilarious quotes is from Josh's, "I thought we could spend some quality time together as a family. You, me, our maladjusted son who just scooted his butt across the carpet behind you." Like, there's great banter like that throughout the entire book where he's constantly talking about Fred the cat, which is what makes it great. It's a very lighthearted, it's considered a dark romance, but I wouldn't consider it a dark romance at all.
I laughed out loud. a lot of times.
Yeah, I did too.
I think
reading
it was
this book.
Yeah, I think it was absolutely
Should we
hilarious.
play a little?
Yeah, let's play a clip.
A clip of
The cat. Yes. Like, that is a perfect example of it. It's just so perfect how he loves his cat, and it's made a huge part of the book, to the point where you don't want to miss out on any of the parts where he actually talks about Fred.
Right. So that's Fred.
Fred the cat.
Fred the cat that he met, and he doesn't want to kill. So he thinks he's in the clear of not having to harm animals, which is good.
Yeah, the character
box
development
checked off on a serial killer list.
Yeah, character development's really good with him because you kind of see him as this kind of weird, scary guy in the beginning, and then he falls in love with the cat, and then he's just sensitive and caring. You gotta fall in love with this guy. He'll do anything for this woman, so I did like that.
Yeah, I did too.
That's the romance part of it, right? That gives you that. I think that for those of us that like romance novels, because we like to see that kind, sweet, chivalrous main character.
Golden Retriever energy.
Oh, yeah. He's got that. And no clips seen, says someone. They couldn't see the clips.
Yeah, you can't see it.
But you
just
heard
hear it.
It's just it's a clip from the audiobook. So that's the narrator that narrates
yeah.
Josh's voice.
Yeah. Maybe just the pictures you can see.
Okay, so just to like break it up a little bit, if you so overall, would you consider Lights Out a dark romance? Why or why not? Let's just start with that for you first, Blondie.
I think it is a dark romance because there's a lot of different parts that are dark in it, like his serial killer dad, right? And then, I don't want to spoil alert, but it's a spoiler alert. When they accidentally kill the other serial killer and then have to get rid of the body.
Yeah,
That's a little dark.
Yeah, but it's not a violent death. It's an accidental death.
It was accidental. I guess you can think it being dark because he recalls his dad and how he cooked one of his victims for the barbecue at the for the neighborhood
when he was a child.
When he was a child, so that puts a little darkness on it.
Okay, if we were to rate a darkness level, like pitch black or full moon, what would you think it would be?
Well, I don't even know the phases of the moon.
Doesn't have to be a phase. Just like
it's a waning gibbous.
I don't know how to even answer that.
All right, 1 to 5. 5 being ultra dark, 1 being barely dark at all. What would you rate as far as a dark, spicy romance?
Like a 2. Like a 1.5, 2.
It's not that dark.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say that, like Blondie said, the darkness comes from both the characters have suffered past traumas in their life. So him with his family, and then her with being present with the death of her mother that happened when she was a teenager. That's where the darkness comes in, I would say.
What does it say?
So it said, yes, I need a darkness level, please. So we obviously need to create it, but we're not doing any waning gibbons.
I'm going to get a little darkness sign. Of
we do.
Yeah. We can,
like
we can
faces.
move a scale on darkness.
1 to 10.
5 masks, 1 mask.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
His persona is supposed to be very dark, like in his
social media persona.
Right.
Is very dark.
Right. But
Yes.
then right off the bat you meet this guy and he is just the opposite of that. He puts on the mask.
This is kind of like his dark persona.
Yeah, so that's an image of Josh in his mask. During one of the
However,
scenes.
he's waiting to pick her up after a long day at the hospital. So,
and drive her home when it's snowing out so that she doesn't fall asleep behind the wheel. And he brought snacks.
And he brought snacks. So
Homemade snacks.
Darkness, not so dark under the mask. He's eating trail mix under his mask. In that.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there's wonderful things that happen on that ride home.
Yes, there is.
All right. So moving forward.
She makes the first move.
All right,
Okay.
so we all agree that this is about a 2 to 2.5 on the darkness scale. So kind of matching.
So
Yeah.
kind of sexy dark. I like it. Exactly. Pineapple.
Yeah,
That's it.
kind of
Hello,
sexy dark.
Hello, pineapple.
All right. Let's go. Let's keep these questions going. Was there one line or quote that stuck with you after finishing the book? Like one particular line or quote that you were just kind of like earwormed in there. Every time you think of the book, maybe it pops into your head. Something like that.
The baklava.
Oh my gosh. I laughed so hard. Okay.
All right, let me
All right,
share
we're
the
gonna play
clip.
an audio clip, because this is like too good, and this is a great one.
Is this one?
I don't know. You were supposed to have them ready.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my
Whatever.
gosh.
Whatever.
Baklava and balaclava. I'm never going to get those two words
I had
ever
no
mixed
idea
up.
that was the name of a mask.
A
Though.
balaclava?
Yes, I did not know that.
Oh my gosh, you're so fired.
I'm vanilla, okay? Give me a break.
We're going to
Coming
have
in
to
new
bring her
this.
back after we read some seriously dark stuff.
Yes.
But I do know what a baklava is, okay? Let's just get that clear right now.
Wonderful dessert.
It's a fabulous dessert. All right, so how did you feel about the overall pacing of the book?
I think it kept going.
Oh, they
pretty
couldn't
good.
hear the sound. Dang it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We
Well,
might have
thank
to
you
figure
for
that out and replay that.
Thank you for we'll replay it.
They just
Thank
saw
you for
us
bearing
laughing.
with us. This is our first time, so there's a few bugs we still need to work out here and there.
Couldn't hear that.
But oh my gosh, there's just so many great moments. Like I could read it. But
So
I'm
I
not
thought the
going to.
pace. I thought the pace of the book was good. I think it kept me interested, and I believe that the spicy scenes were paced out really well throughout the book. So it wasn't just like an entire book of that. There was good story and good banter in between. But that's kind of what made me keep wanting listening to.
Well, and I kind of want to for the new people that are new to spicy novels, I want to make some quick disclaimers. So there is a difference between spicy romance novels and corn, if we're gonna, or PORN, because everybody thinks that that's what they are, and
Right,
they're
they're
not.
not.
So think of a spicy romance like a rated R movie. So there's plot and story with adult scenes in it. If you wanted something that was full of porn or that type of theme, that is a subgenre of romance called erotica, and that's not what we're reading. So I just want to make that clear so that people can understand that basically these are equivalent to like a rated R movie with spicy scenes, or like a Game of Thrones type of TV show where there's story, plot, and intrigue, and then adult content is sprinkled in. That is what a spicy novel is, just so that we're clear about what we're talking about. These are definitely for adults, though. These are definitely just like a rated R movie for 18 or 17 and up because of the themes. And that's why all these books have trigger warnings in the beginning. So you kind of know what you're getting into if you're not comfortable with some of the themes in the book. So disclaimer over, just so that everybody kind of understands what that is. Were you able to pull up the clip so we can play it again?
So can you guys hear this? Or this?
Just as a test.
Can you
Let
let me
us
know
know
if
in
you
the
can hear
chat.
that chat?
All right. Well, while we're waiting for a response, let's talk.
It's low.
It's low, so we need to
Pineapple
turn up the
says.
volume. So as far as pacing goes, I would say that the book is decently paced. I feel like it drags a little bit towards about 3/4 with the whole accidentally killing the other serial killer and having to get rid of the body type of situation, and that whole drama with Allie's extended family. It really, I think, slows the pacing down, but obviously the author had to put something in to drive the story forward, because at some point Allie figures out who Josh is. So at some point Allie figures out who Josh is. And so once that happens, there has to be a new arc. There has to be a new, so basically it's the first act is Allie and Josh figuring each other out and learning who each other are. The second act is some other dude from the hospital starts stalking Allie, comes to attack her. They accidentally kill him, and then they have to dispose of the body and cover up the murder. And then the third act is their life after everything after that and what goes forward with their relationship. Testing. Hopefully you guys can hear that.
Pineapple said, turn it up. Let's see if it sounds better.
So
yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good.
I think Act 2 slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, but it
drove the story forward.
If you like story, I thought it was a fun little twist that was thrown in.
Mm-hmm. So, what about now? It's really loud for us now.
That is yummy.
But can you guys hear it? All right.
Pineapple!
Well, while we're waiting for Pineapple to respond, let's go over a couple more things. So we talked about quotes. We talked about pacing. Oh, they still can't hear it. We talked about whether or not we consider this dark and how dark it is. Okay, here's another one. Because I already know the answer to this. Are you going to read the sequel? The next book in the series that's going to come out? Or has it come out? It might have.
It hasn't come out yet.
It's going to come out soon. Are you guys going to read it?
Well, yeah.
So the second book is called Caught Up. I don't know if it's a standalone within the universe of Lights Out or if it's a direct sequel to Lights Out. I don't know enough about it. But
I guess we'll find out, because I'll definitely listen.
I'm assuming that's a yes for you, Blondie, that you'll definitely be listening to it.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on. Now that we've talked about the sequel. Ooh, and whose story would you want to see in the sequel? Do you want it to be a continuation of Allie and Josh? Or do you want it to be like Josh's roommate? Or like
He's
one
kind
of
of a
Allie's
D-bag.
co-workers? Because usually if it's a standalone within the universe, it's usually
two different characters,
but within the world that Allie and Josh exist in. So, would you want it to be a continuation or new characters within the universe?
That's a great question. I mean, I could go for new characters and have them worked into the plot, maybe, of that. I feel like they kind of left it like maybe there's someone else she knows at the hospital that could be potentially in the next book, but I don't know.
Well, having known what the next book cover looks like, because Lights Out is a blue skeleton face, I know that the next book is red, but it's a motorcycle bike helmet. So that's why I think it's going to be different characters, but within the universe, like a friend of Allie and Josh or something like that. That's my guess. I have
maybe
no
a
idea.
copycat or something.
Maybe, could be. I don't know.
This is going to be really loud in your ear.
That wasn't that loud.
Perfect.
If you could change anything about the book, whether it be plot, characters, spice level, a different plot twist, adding a plot twist, a slow burn, what would you change about the novel?
That's a good question. I don't know if I would change much. I actually kind of liked it just the way it was.
You like it just the way it is.
Oh, just the way it is. Perfect.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. We talked about...
What about you?
Would I change anything of it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of like Allie's. So the way they dispose of the body and cover up the crime is Allie's extended family is in the mob. So he's like a mobster cleaner. He goes and cleans up crime scenes. So that's,
that's why
plot convenience there. Which I get it. Again, it has to move the story forward, which makes total sense. I just feel like, again, I don't expect a lot from this book. I guess the next question would be,
gosh. Why would I make me move this?
why are you dinging?
Sorry,
Stop
guys.
dinging in my
I
ear.
get rid of that. Son of a crap.
Oh my God.
OBS is stuck. Oh, thank you. I can't see that.
You're driving me bonkers.
Sorry.
I guess the next question...
She's our tech guru. She's figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, she's working on our...
It's episode 1, man.
She's working on our bugs. Maybe if we put this up on YouTube, we'll edit out all the weird side cuts.
No way.
Stuff.
We're keeping it
Never.
all in.
I'm not editing shit out of this. Because I'm not going to listen to it over again.
I'm totally going to re-listen to this. See how
no
dumb
one's
I
listening
sound.
to it again, period. You guys are screwed.
Oh my God.
Now or never.
All right.
Now or never.
It's
Nether Legions.
I didn't say we're going to re-record it.
Oh.
I just said, we might have to edit out all the weird takes, man.
No. You're getting it like this.
All right. Did this book challenge any of your usual preferences in romance novels / spicy books? Did it challenge any of your preferences?
Well, it was pretty new to me. I'm just saying. I mean,
thoughts with
it challenged me in that it was surprising for me. Like, I wasn't really going in knowing what to expect when I read this book. So,
well, it is a contemporary book, so it takes place in present day. It's obviously not a fantasy world like dragons and fairies or anything like that.
Right.
It was pretty vanilla for me from some of my books that I read. So
this is what I would call an ease you in book. I would say if someone came to me and said, I want to go into this genre of reading, I would recommend this book as a first time out because it's an easy plot to follow. The characters are likable. The guy is as light, morally gray as you can get. The spice is pretty tame overall.
Yeah.
And it's a fun read. You'll find yourself laughing. So this is what I consider an easy end.
Good spice in it.
Yeah, there's some...
There's some
good
knife
sex
play,
scenes in it.
baby.
Yeah.
That was new.
Yeah, I would say as far as the spice scenes go, I would say there's probably one really graphic one that's probably out of the realm of normal, and then everything after that
What was that? Which one was that?
Yeah, which one?
The knife in the mattress.
Oh yeah.
That's probably the darkest spicy scene there is in the novel.
True.
Everything after that is pretty well normal everyday sex.
Mm-hmm.
That was the knife play trigger warning, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did the story leave you wanting more overall, or do you think it felt complete in the end?
Well, if you don't want more, I don't know who you are. I mean, you start reading a book like that, you want a little bit more.
Well, I mean, do you feel like the story is complete, or would you want a sequel, that type of thing? Like, being that we covered that there is going to be a secondary book, and we don't know if it's the same characters or different, would you, again, are you wanting more from the story overall, or do you feel like when you finish the book, you were like, I'm good, I can move on to my next book?
What do you think, Blondie?
I really like Josh as a character, and that's how I think I would want to see him in more stuff.
That makes sense. We should put up some more images on the screen so that they can get an idea of what the characters look like Allie and Josh with Fred.
Let's see if this...
So while she's bringing
I wish they could hear that.
All right, well, okay, so that's Josh, obviously with the mask on. But now we need the fun... There we go.
We need to work on your social skills, buddy.
That's a good one. And again, more Josh pictures with Fred the cat. There we go. There's
That's a cute
Allie
one.
and Josh and Fred together.
No, it's really cute.
That is a cute one. Little AI action going on. A little bit more realistic looking. And there's one of Allie. They said they love the pics with Fred. I love Fred. Fred, okay, so out of all the characters in this book, my favorite character is Fred. It's Fred the cat.
We love Fred.
Fred is awesome. He's hilarious. And Josh would have to be my second. I mean, Allie's cool. It's the girl. We all love a strong female character that saves lives. But we also like her being... like Josh being able to take her, I guess, would be the way I would describe that.
Yeah, I wrote down a quote from the book that I liked.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That was for Allie. And she said, I would remind myself of what kind of woman I was. The kind who didn't run screaming to her masked stalker, but fucked his knife handle instead.
Damn.
Damn.
She getting crazy.
She's powerful, right? She does judo and jiu-jitsu. She knows how to handle a a firearm. She is a strong, independent woman. That's what I like about her.
Yeah, but the best part is when Josh comes into her life, he actually starts taking care of her in a way that no one has ever taken care of her before.
Yeah, and I think he likes the fact that she gives him a challenge physically and emotionally.
Yeah, so
they're kind of reflected within each other. I see that.
Yeah, she gives him the kind of love and affection and non-judgmental commitment that he needs from a woman, and overlooks his background, whereas he gives her someone that cares about her, takes care of her after a 12 or 14 or 20-hour shift at the hospital.
Yeah.
Watches the cat, tries, cooks food, does the whole 9 yards, but also works his own job, which gives him all that flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm just going to play it from my phone.
Do it, because it's too fun not to play it.
I know. Well, that's not it.
Blondie is having issues.
Because I'm the only tech person here. Sorry, I'm not in the scene.
You can move your chair over.
Sorry. I'm the only tech person here trying to...
Well, you stream on a regular basis, so this is all new to us.
Excuses.
Do the baklava one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pineapple, are you there?
Balaclava.
That one.
I just want to make sure she's there.
Who is Fun Pineapple?
The blaring of an alarm jarred me out of sleep. I shot up in bed, and for a second I couldn't see anything. Fear punched through me. Had the contacts rolled into the back of my eyes while I slept and severed my optic nerves? Was that even possible? Allie groaned somewhere nearby.
What is that sound?
I don't know. I've gone blind, I said, voice laced with panic. Fuck, that was the second time I'd forgotten to disguise it.
What?
She yelped, and the mattress shifted with her movement. Help me. I whimpered, Batman style, and yes, it was just as pathetic as it sounds.
Oh my god.
She said with a shaky laugh.
You're not blind. Your dumb baklava slid sideways.
It's called a balaclava, I told her.
And what did I say?
Baklava. One is a mask, the other a delicious dessert.
Whatever.
The blaring of
Okay, I gotta play you the Fred one.
The Fred
Fred
work
one.
on your social skills, buddy. Imagine if Mommy and Daddy acted like you and ran in here screaming every time we got home. We need to work.
I almost want to show you this one. What? Thirst trap!
That's a thirst trap. Oh my gosh. So if we're going to go with quotes, because that's what we've been playing, there are some great ones like, no, goddammit, I do not need a brat kink on top of my newly awakened praise kink. Those two were supposed to cancel each other out, not act as amplifiers, which I know we have that sound effect.
Yeah, I'm going to play it.
Because that one is...
staring at the bulge in my boxers with a hungry look on her face. Do not come in your shorts, do not come in your shorts. Would it ruin my scary masked stalker image if I came too early? Didn't badasses hold out for a long time? Nope, I wasn't gonna make it. I would blow like a two-pump chump, and my badass reputation would be ruined entirely. No, god damn it. I did not need a brat kink on top of my newly awakened praise kink. The two were supposed to cancel each other out, not act as amplifiers. And showed her staring at the bulge in my boxers.
You're welcome for that one.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
it makes you laugh.
if you're an audiobook reader, I would suggest skipping the Kindle version and going straight to the audiobook, because I'm telling you, the narrators in this audiobook are top tier. And it's
tier.
done in duet style, which means each part is read by the subsequent actor. So the Josh parts are read by the male actor, the female parts are read by the female actress, and the best part is they're read in conjunction as if they're having a conversation. So it's almost like listening to a movie, but with without the TV on, but just the audio. It's excellent. I mean, I could keep going with funny quotes from this book because I have so many good ones. Like, and when he smiled, those dimples appeared. It triggered ovulation. You couldn't convince me otherwise. Not after the way he stood there, staring at him while my ovaries donned their war paint and started metaphorically chucking eggs at the man.
She's pretty funny.
She is funny. They're both funny.
Like, the banter is so good in this book.
Did you say the one about Allie? Do you want to be my girlfriend? The position comes with snacks and orgasms and maybe a little light stalking.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, too. Like, these are definitely some of the better laughable moments in this book overall.
Thanks, Pineapple. But I try hard not to have to fix things.
She's working on it. Like I said, first time
She
out.
says I
lots
fix
of
everything.
Oh,
Yeah, she does.
Yep.
I'm a master builder, too.
Then you need to talk like Batman.
Oh.
I'm Batman.
So the reason he's talking like Batman is because he hasn't got a voice changer and she doesn't know what he looks like yet. So he's wearing the balaclava or the baklava, whatever you want to go for.
The balaclava.
I know.
Fall asleep.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
he
But
wakes up.
he's wearing that and he's talking like Batman. So she doesn't know his voice. So that's why the Batman comes in.
Well, keep in mind. Oh my
It's
God.
so funny.
I'm
really.
Batman.
He's like, I can't keep talking like Batman. This is really hurting my throat.
Oh, and the other great thing about
What do you think, Fred? Does this sound okay to you?
Well, and then the other great thing about the book is that, again, the audio version is the male narrator actually gets a voice modulator. So when he's talking with a voice modulator in the audiobook, the actor is talking through one. So you definitely get the feeling of what Allie is hearing, which makes the book come to life even better.
Yes.
And it is absolutely hilarious.
It
Oh
is
my gosh.
hilarious.
Kind of sexy.
I know. Might have
So-
to get one for my husband.
Ugh. Just
With a
kidding.
balaclava.
Not a baklava?
Not a baklava. I'll eat that after.
Yeah. I think if we do this again, we might have to have some baklava.
I was gonna bring baklava. I didn't
Dang.
have time with everything
Oh my
else
gosh,
I did
we
today. 'Cause
so
I
should have
was
brought
just gonna whip it
baklava.
on and be like,
Or we should have started out with all of us wearing balaclavas.
oh, that would have been funny.
Yes.
Or all of us talking through voice modulators, one of the two. We'll get better with our props
Yes.
going forward.
I'm definitely gonna dress the character of our next book.
Oh.
Ooh, I might have to. Well, the male or the female?
That'd be weird.
Are you
Okay.
going to be the boy or
We're
the girl?
sisters.
I'm just gonna dress in theme more than anything.
I'll dress in theme too. We'll have fun with that
Yeah.
one. So, finishing up just some of the other things to keep in mind about this book. If you go to the author's website of this book, again, Navessa Allen is the author, and we love her.
She's great.
She is amazing. Her witty banter, I give her mad props for. If you go to her website, she actually has a Spotify playlist for this book, which again is a great companion to have in the background maybe while you read, because it'll get you in the mood for the book, which I really love when authors have playlists.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
This is something I've learned
Tidbit for
recently
you.
with certain books, and sometimes they're even listed in the front of the book, like the actual book physical version. They'll have the playlists listed or the music, which is great. Some other fun things. So just tropes in general. Again, if you're thinking about wanting to read this book, the general tropes of this book is stalker romance, morally gray male lead. He's a very light gray, though, I would say.
Yes.
Masked stalker. He falls first. Kink friendly. Black cat with a golden retriever. And that's describing the main male character and the main female character. And I think in further podcasts, we'll go into some of those definitions so people understand.
Yeah.
But basically, the novel uses the trope of the black cat and the golden retriever to describe the characters, which is a common trope in romance novels. There are also some other tropes like insta-lust and a mommy-daddy dynamic, but that more comes down to Fred the cat.
Yes.
Because mommy-daddy are mommy-daddies to Fred,
Yes.
Allie, and Josh.
And just, when she comes in, Fred just automatically screams at her until she, pets or picks him up. So that's why he's like, you can't be screaming every time comes in. Because it's just crazy. That's where that element's from.
Who has a screamy cat? I do.
Oh, Pineapple does.
My cat talks to me, too.
Whoa.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh, it's because Beth put up your hand. It's auto-tracking. That's what it is. Yeah, I have a screaming cat. I have 2 cats, but only one makes noise.
You're new to the cat life.
Well, no, I grew up with a cat. I just recently got a cat a year ago. And now we have
in your
2.
home. Yes.
Are we getting into a cat talk? Because that's...
I so do, Pineapple says.
Oh,
She's got a
her
screamy
cat screams.
Like, how badly does your cat scream, though?
Oh.
My cat jumps on my leg when I get home and tries to rip my pants off. So there's that.
It's like a Fred.
Yeah, he's like a Fred. So let's see if there's any other fun discussion points we need to talk. Oh, if this book had a theme song, and this is going to be way out of left field, so are you prepared for this? You might not be able to answer because I don't know if I can. If this book had a theme song, what would it be? I had it the other day and I lost it. And I meant to write it down. Like a song that if it played on your Amazon Music or your Spotify, it would immediately make you think of this book.
I don't know. What do you got for me?
I don't know. I forgot to write mine down and I had such a good one.
Well, shit.
Banana's like...
I'm trying.
I feel like Banana's in her own world going like... Do, 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 do,
I know.
See, she said Pineapple says it's like it's dying. Her cat, that's how much it screams, like it's dying.
Oh. Well, my cat yells at me, like talks to me.
No.
Like it's more of having
like
a
your cat
conversation
just
like
screams.
meow, 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 meow.
Yes, you have a pleasant talking cat. They are sweet.
All right, so let's try and, I guess, wind it down unless you guys have other fun talking points you want to bring up. Because I could keep going, but I don't know how long this is getting, and you guys seem like you're tiring out on me.
No way, man. I'm in for the long haul.
Let's listen to this one.
That was the absolute last thing I wanted. How did I fix this? I was half tempted to send her a DM explaining myself, but how would that work? Hey, Allie, it's me, the man who broke into your house. I was just watching you through the camera I hid in your room, and I wanted to let you know that you are correct. I am not, in fact, a serial killer. Jesus Christ. I knew I should have argued with my therapist when she said it was time to wean me off the antipsychotics. Clearly, they've been necessary if one of the first things I did once they were out of my system was start stalking someone. Fuck.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Josh is so amazing. We love him.
Here's this one's labeled 20 seconds of Josh being Josh.
Fuck.
Oh, it's the same one.
It's going to be a lot of repeating.
That one's the same. I think we sent that to each other.
Yeah. I think what we're going to have to do for the next podcast is I'm going to pull like legitimate audible clips. Because although I annotated a lot in my phone and I could pull those up, I'd have to like rewind a little bit because I annotated it after the fact.
Okay, what about this one? This one's
Have
pretty.
you ever heard of the word boundaries? I texted the faceless man.
Doesn't sound familiar.
He wrote back.
Can you use it in a sentence?
God damn it, this wasn't funny. Not at all. My cheeks hurt because they were cold, not because of how wide I was grinning. Did you do any other nefarious things besides shovel and stock my fridge that I should know about? I asked. Watched me while I slept? Placed more hidden cameras? He sent a thinking emoji.
Nothing comes to mind. But you do snore real cute.
I do not snore.
Like a chipmunk with a cold. Wheeze, wheeze.
Keep making fun of me and I might stab you again. And do not say kinky.
I mean...
Have you ever heard of the word boundaries?
That's the dynamic during the audiobook. So how they read it back and forth like that. It's really good.
Yeah, which makes it so much fun. All right. I had one more thing I wanted to ask you about. What's one scene from the book that had you hooked or made you need a moment to recover? Where you were like in the book and you're like, oh, this got me. I have to finish it. Or you were like, whew, pause, close. I need a minute for some deep breaths before I move on. Was there any like particular moment?
Well, go ahead.
Come on,
That one's
Blondie.
easy for me.
I mean, nothing made me close it and like stop like, ooh, I need a breath, because I listen to really smutty novels.
Yeah, again, it is pretty mild.
But I think, I mean, I listened to it pretty much from start to finish with a couple of breaks because I had to work or do other stuff like game with Pineapple. But it definitely made me want to turn it on a lot more because I really thought it was funny, and I really liked the banter between the two characters, and I think that's what made me keep listening.
Yeah, it was definitely for me, it wasn't necessarily any one moment, but number one, I love duet audiobooks.
Yeah, me too.
Like that alone, the book could be the worst book I've ever read, but I'll finish it because I prefer duets. But I think the part that really just pulled me in was the quick wit of the author. Like when she's talking, like when you're introduced to Allie first. So everything up until Josh starts responding to her with the initial, like his roommate showing him the text, everything is Allie's inner monologue or her thoughts or her conversations with her colleagues or whatever. And to me, the quick wit of Allie and how she thinks in her head made it intriguing to hear her think or talk more. Like I wanted to hear what she had to say just because it was funny and quirky and she had good quips.
Yeah.
And it was just great.
Yeah, I on that too, being that we open with Allie and we kind of get to know her a little bit. I really, really liked that even though he's the strong, powerful male, she is the one that initiates first. She initiates most things. So she holds that power. I really liked that she was a strong character, first of all. If it comes to
And what scene did she initiate first?
The car?
The first scene in the entire...
Yeah, but he's the one that showed up. So technically he initiated.
I think
okay.
Anna's
Or
talking
you mean
about the
sexually?
sex
Are you talking
part
about sexually
of-
initiated?
Yes, she doesn't even know
Allie-
who this masked man is. And
Faceless
she's
man.
all-
She refers to him as the faceless man.
Faceless man, and she's all over that situation before he even makes any move. But again, throughout the entire book and all the scenes, she is the initiator in most of them. Oh, pretty much all of them. So I do like that. But if we're talking about heat and a little bit of sultry going on, the sultry scenes, I'll have to say the one that kind of took me back a little bit, and I was like, oh, whoa, I could probably listen to that again, was, and I might be blushing right now,
You are.
was the first, like, edging scene that they do.
Oh, yes.
And so I never really knew that had a title to it, that whole process, but I was like...
Message in the chat if you don't know what edging is.
I discovered
Apparently
what
I'll
it
have
was.
to... Yeah, there's a... I'll have to
You can look up
explain
the
it.
definition.
I discovered what it was reading the book. I was like, okay, that's what that was. And
Anna's definitely... You're such a sweet, new...
well,
reader.
no. I'm not new to reading books that have hot scenes. I'm just...
These are different types of scenes.
They are. And
Yeah.
it's been many years since I've read this genre to any... I mean, I used to read a lot of this genre a long time ago, but it's very different now.
This
It's
is
a very different feel now.
Okay.
A different feel.
All right. If you had to describe this novel in 3 words, and I'll give you guys a second,
I got it.
and maybe we'll play some stuff. But if you had to describe this novel in 3 words, what would your 3 words be?
What's your 3 words so I can think about my 3 words?
Oh, that's not fair. I'm not ready
let me
yet
think
either.
about it. Let me think
I got
about
mine.
it. Oh, we didn't
Okay.
put the Jeopardy theme on.
Oh, we should have put the... That's okay.
Play
Go
it.
ahead.
Play their little music or sad violin or something.
All
Can
right.
they hear that?
Let's all think. Three, 2, 1. All right. Everybody had their think time to come up
Yes.
with their 3 words.
Yes.
I think I came up with 2, so I'm going to have to roll with it, but you
All
go first.
thinking, Pineapple says.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all like...
Hopefully she could hear that music.
I turned that one up. I would think my words would be... I mean, this book was hilarious to me. I thought it was really fun. I really like the character.
So what's your
banter.
3 words?
So I think hilarious and sexy, because I think Allie is sexy in it. She makes me, I see her very sexy in it, even in her scrubs. And adventurous.
Okay, that's pretty good.
They're good.
All right, what are your 3 words?
Consuming, fun, and intense.
I like it.
That's pretty good. All right. My 3 words would have to be quippy, sweet, and quick. Because it is and quick
They
as,
were pretty quick.
well, quick as in it's a quick read. It's
Yeah.
You'll get through
It's a
it
quick
fast. It's a nice, quick, easy, smooth ride into spicy romance. All right, you guys. Jeez.
Are we wrapping it up?
I think we are. I think we're getting close to the end. Oh, what's our next
Here,
episode?
hold on.
All right. What is our next book that we're going to read? So that people, if they want to read it ahead of time, that they'll know.
So I think we already know what our next book is.
Yeah.
I should have pulled a picture for it. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We're just going to read the title and the author so that you can read it ahead of time to get an idea, and maybe we can even read the synopsis too.
Yeah, I think you can.
To give people an idea.
Does anyone else in the chat have any questions about Lights Out before we stop that discussion?
Yeah, that would be a great question.
Anything you want to know about the book? We didn't really give we didn't give any spoilers out.
We gave a few, but not
But
too
not-
many. We
not
didn't
a
go into
lot.
depth
There's
on the
still a lot of
sultry
depth.
scenes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
we
would you
can
like-
go into those if you'd like.
Yeah, what would you
I'm
like
into
to
talking about that.
What would you like to see in the next episode? Do you want us to talk about the sultry scenes in detail? Do you want us to list the chapters that they're in so that you can make notes for later?
Yeah.
Do you want us to define more spicy novel definitions, whether it's sultry themes, what trigger warnings are, what tropes are? Would you like an episode of just discussing spicy novels, the genre as a whole, with all those
Yeah.
kind of definitions?
What's the next book?
Yeah, so they all want to know what the next book is.
All right.
All right, if you want to read the next book before our next show so that you can join in the conversation, the book is called Chasing the Wild. The author is Elliot Rose, and it's the Crimson Ridge series, book 1. Again, it's called Chasing the Wild by Elliot Rose, and it's a cowboy romance.
Do you want
And
to
we
read
love
the
it.
synopsis?
Yes, I'm going to read the synopsis. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh my God, that's a long synopsis. All right, here we go.
She's got it. Buckle in. Let's do it.
Oh my God. All right. Summary. What happens when you're snowed in on a mountain ranch with the one man you definitely should not be fantasizing about? I've always done what was expected of me, Lila Birch, the good girl, forced to grow up too fast, to take care of everything myself. I had a plan. Only I didn't count on him, Colton Wilder, the cowboy nearly twice my age. He's my dream man, one who takes care of me, gives me a job, and makes my pulse thud harder every time he comes near. My ex-boyfriend's father. The nights are long and cold on top of this mountain as the snow grows thicker and the tension builds between us. We're both inching closer to a line we shouldn't cross. Each day it grows harder to resist the man who looks at me with longing in his eyes. It's tempting to forget about being the good girl for once. No one would find out, would they? So that is the synopsis. It's good. Oh man,
I don't know what you're talking about. I had nothing wrong.
That's so
I did
messed up. So messed up.
I did nothing.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you anymore. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's going to be it's a cowboy romance. It's some quick tropes. It's forced proximity. It's age gap. It's kind of enemies to lovers.
Very daddy.
Oh, it's very daddy. We like it.
Like daddy.
Ooh, Steve is there. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us
And
tonight.
we will bring
Steamy
definition.
for sure, Pineapple says.
Yes, we will be prepared next time with more images, more audiobook clips that we'll be able to play.
And definitions are good.
Yes.
I had to gain a lot of that, even just reading this.
Well, and like I said, maybe what we can do is add it into the description or links to something that we can put up or something like that.
Yeah, I think now that we have our setup that you guys all cannot see right now. Oh, but that's because I didn't turn that
Stop
off.
doing the hand
I didn't
gestures.
mean to do that. I'm sorry. I will sit on my
Don't
hands.
do the hand gestures.
But now that we have all this set up, since we've got one under our belt, we can definitely focus on other parts of our podcast now.
Yeah, we can definitely up our clip sounds,
Yes.
our special effects sounds, more images to bring up on screen. Also keep in mind that Banana here is a special guest. She will not always be appearing in our podcasts, but as many times as she can, we will have her here.
She's addicted. Everybody's going to be addicted. This will also be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and YouTube if you want to watch it later.
Yeah, so notifications on, click subscribe, and we can't wait to see you at the next one. Leave a comment. Let us know how we can improve for next time.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.